It's been an amazing evening, and I'm delighted to be here for today's webinar. The Great Amrita Alumni Conclave, a comprehensive virtual webinar series featuring Amrita's most illustrious alumni. They will facilitate the session, bringing a wealth of knowledge about the futuristic scope and opportunities. Today, we are joined by one of the most illustrious MBMS alumni, Ms. Aishwarya Ajit, who will discuss self-transformation from a jaded and annoyed sluggard to an energetic go-getter building a successful career. She earned MBA from Amrita School of Business in Bangalore campus and an MS from the sunny Buffalo before working for 2 years as a human resource analyst at Walmart. Later in life, she transferred to University College Dublin to pursue a second degree in retail innovation. She is currently employed by Cubic Telecom in Dublin as the senior recruitment analyst. Over to you, Aishwarya.
Hello, hi everybody. I'm not really sure how many of you are listening to me or how many of you are seeing me because I really can't see any of your faces. But myself, Aishwarya, and yeah, Sebastian sir has mentored me, taught me for a very long time, for almost 2 years. So I'm super happy to be here. I'm in middle of my holidays, middle of my vacation. I am in middle of Dubai Expo 2020, and I just can't tell you, I am very happy to be a part of this and to come and talk to all of you. And so my topic that I chose for this talk is about self transformation. And I don't have a presentation, unfortunately, but I would try to narrate you my story of how I self transformed myself from a extremely lazy person to what I am right now. I wouldn't say that I'm successful right now, but I am probably wanting to be something at least right now. Or I mean, I have tried to improve myself so much over the time. So I would love to start with how my 11th and 12th grade used to be. I used to be this extremely lazy person who never used to study, who never used to know what I should do in life. I'm sure, like a lot of you have been in the same place sometime or the other. And so I used to be very, okay, if you come and tell me to study, my parents used to come and tell me, okay, do you want to do this? Do you want to study that? Do you want to do math? I don't want to do anything. All I want to do is like just laze out, just chill around and do nothing. So absolutely nothing. So yeah. So because of that, I finished my 12th grade with very poor grades. Finished 12th grade, and I was like, okay, I don't know what to do. And finally, I still remember one of my aunts told me that, okay, maybe you should do something in visual communication. I wasn't still sure, like, okay, what am I doing? I'm sure a lot of you have been in the same situations. Okay, you don't know what you're doing. You just don't know what to choose probably. So, okay, I did my visual communication from Amrita. So that's how my life at Amrita starts. So till then, I'm a big failure, a big zero. Self transformation, it's really not started for me. So big zero, and then I get to Amrita, and I start my education, CSE in visual communication, and I start my education, and again, like I somehow managed to pass for all the subjects, and I end up getting suspended from the college once because I bunked my class and I went to Wonderla. I'm sure all of you know what Wonderla is. I bunked my class and I went to Wonderla, so I got suspended because, which was the turning point of my life. So that time I remember like how my college dean called my dad over to his office, and I was like, okay, no, I don't want to be like, I don't want my dad to face this. And oh my God, how my dad was like dropping his head and looking down because he didn't know what to say. And everybody was just telling my dad, like, why can't you like even take care of her properly? And I was like, oh my God, that's not what I want. So that was the turning point in my life. Like I was like, okay, I need to work hard because I was not going anywhere in my life. My mom used to like literally think that, okay, let me just like make sure that she finishes her undergrads and get her married off. But then now I'm going to turn 27 in no time, and I'm still not married. So that's how I thought that, okay, maybe I should start doing something good in life, something at least work for it. So I've never tried to to even get good grades. So finally, yeah, with that, I start to study, and then there's this professor of mine, Mr. Sunij, who was from Amrita School of Arts and Science. So he's the one who helps me a lot with my studies. He pushes me, and he really really helped me. So he was a major part of my transition journey, and he pushes me into it, and I somehow start managing to get better grades, and yeah, I was kind of getting better like that. So finally, I finished my undergrads with I think with a 8.2 GPA, which was not bad at all. But then I started my undergrads with a 6.2 GPA. Yeah. So 8.2, and then I'm like, again, now what? Like, I don't know what to do now. I have absolutely no idea. And then one of my friend, one of my very very close friends, she used to be like, I want to do MBA, and I was like, okay, I'll also do MBA. Why not? And yeah, I do my math, and then I apply for Amrita, and I get into Amrita School of Business Bangalore with they had a dual degree course, MBA, MS. So that's how MBA from Amrita and MS from SUNY Buffalo. And yeah, so the MS degree helps me get my job. So there are two major people who's played a who's helped me transform that period of time. One is my chairperson from Amrita School of Business, Bangalore, Professor Manoj. He is like really really played a very major role in my life, and he has really really guided me to what I am, what I've become right now. He's played a major role in that. So him, and then after that, I try for my job, and I get a job in Walmart. So in Walmart, I started doing my best, trying for it. So it was all of so that's when the my all of my career started transforming over the time. So I started working really really hard. So what I want to tell all of you is that everybody would want to do something, or would not know what exactly they would want to do. Okay, so some people might be like, okay, do I have to do an MBA, or an MBA, do I have to do marketing or HR? It's okay, that will happen. And sometimes you feel that you're good at so many things, so it's okay to be like jack of all trades, like it's okay to be jack of all trades and master of one probably. And it is okay to take time to understand what is that, what would you want to master yourself in. So in Walmart, I started my career as a HR analyst. So that's when I found out that even though Manoj sir used to tell me how well I can perform in that domain, I never used to believe him somehow. But then now I do, because I've successfully moved a lot in my HR career right now. So now I do believe him as strong. So I feel that it is definitely okay to not not know what exactly you want to do at a point of time. I've had a lot of students coming and asking me, listen, Aishwarya, do you think I have to do marketing? Do you think I have to do operations? So and they're always confused. My answer is that you sometimes really don't know. And it's okay. If you want to do two specializations, do it. And then there will be a point of life when you will automatically realize that you would want to be a master in that particular field. So it was the same for me. So now, since I told you guys the story of my life, what I can help you with is HR, anything in the recruitment space. And I hope if you guys have any kind of questions, I welcome it. And you can put it down on the chat or anything. So currently I work for this firm called Cubic Telecom. It is based out of Dublin. I take care of the entire immigrations. I take care of their recruitment. So if any of you are planning to go abroad and do some kind of studies, or if they want to work abroad, you could always ask me, because over the time, that is something that I've got experience, and I could help you with visa related questions, or how do you, or what is the opportunities that you will have if you move abroad, because I take care of recruitment for the States, for Ireland, and for UK, and for Philippines. So if you guys have any questions in that area, you can always come to me, and I'd be always happy to help. You can reach out to me over LinkedIn or any place that you want to. I've spoken to some of my juniors from Amrita School of Business Bangalore, and they do keep in touch with me, and I try my best to help them out whenever they reach out to me. So that is something that I could always help you out with. Otherwise, just like how I told my story, a lot of you would be having a similar kind of story. So if anybody wants a little bit of, I'm not saying that I'm the best person to help you out, but I can tell you, I can probably, like, if you feel that, okay, I'm really confused on what I'm doing in life and I need to do better, maybe I could help you. If you think that I'm of any help, I'm more than happy to help you. So any questions from all of you, please do go ahead and ask, and I'm happy to answer. Thank you.
Hey, hi Aishwarya, thank you for your talk. And so we don't have any live chats right now.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, maybe like we may get it later.
Yeah,
So
that's okay. That's all
two
right.
more
Yeah,
questions to you, but
yeah.
we do appreciate your time, Aishwarya, for sharing such a insightful experience that you undoubtedly, like, reflects in many of their additional value to our webinar series, the Great Amrita Alumni Conclave. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah, I'll start. You go with countdown. The Great Amrita Alumni Conclave, a full-fledged virtual webinar series hosted by Amrita's most distinguished alumni. Today, we are joined by one of our most esteemed alumni from the Bangalore campus MBMS program, Mr. Vishnu, who will speak about the future AI ML in the Edtech and industry. Vishnu is an analytics professional with 7 years of an experience working in the diverse set of domains like educational, pharma industry, and renewable resources. Vishnu's key role is to understand the business use case and translate it into a viable and optimized solution, identify the right tech stack to go about, make sure seamless end-to-end successful delivery of projects. The major focus of Vishnu is in the area of natural language processing within the AI and ML space. And currently, Vishnu is working as an associate engagement manager in Quantify Analytics, where he is responsible for the delivery of PSO projects with Google under AI ML vertical. Vishnu is also closely working with the GTM team to identify the potential accounts and build the strategies to maintain those. Vishnu is a mechanical engineering graduate from LBS College of Engineering. He holds an MBA from an Amrita Vidyapeetham and MS in Business Analytics and Systems from the sunny Buffalo. Over to you, Vishnu.
Thank you, Sebastian sir. Thank you for that wonderful introduction. And I was just realizing like how I mean, what are my focus areas actually? Thanks for that. Yep. First of all, let me thank Amrita for giving me such a wonderful opportunity where I can share my thoughts and views on like how we can transform the edtech industry with the help of AML, and where do we see the future of the same? Like, so we can see the coming of AML in almost all the areas. I mean, irrespective of the domains, everywhere you can see AML. And there is another part of it, like everybody called that it's AI enabled, but is it actually AI enabled or not? So can we call those as real AI features? So basically, in the throughout this session, I will be giving you a nutshell of, or in layman's term, I will just explain you what exactly AI and what are some of the AI problems. I mean, which problem we can call it as an AI and which is not, which is just an automation. Then probably we'll move to the AI part, AI component in the educational industry, edu industry, how AI is helping educational industry to move to the edtech part, that is the education plus technology together. Uh, then I will just give you, I mean, I have picked three companies which I feel, or three platforms I would call, I feel were an extensive use of AI in a right manner, in a right blend is being used. I will just walk you through those three major, I mean, three companies which I see a potential growth is. Then we will just go through the different problems which we can see in the educational industry or educational paraphorna, and what are the possible solutions associated, which AI can solve. I mean, how AI can solve these issues, how AI can help them to optimize these areas, how AI can kind of improve those areas, help tutors to give quality education to the students. Then we'll probably move to the different concepts, the concepts in AI, and how we can link it to different use cases within the educational industry, like how we can solve certain problems using what kind of application, what kind of concept. Okay, so moving forward, what exactly is AI? So there are a lot of definitions around AI. So how I pursue AI is like it is just a machine intelligence. When I say just a machine intelligence, it is very difficult to put that intelligence into the machine, right? So basically, it is like how we make a machine capable to kind of replicate the intelligent decisions or intelligent human behaviors, like how we analyze things, how we make different decisions. So basically, AI is kind of like you program a machine, or say a computer, a device, to perform a set of tasks that are traditionally is only possible with human intelligence because of the complexity associated. So basically, there are some complex problems which machine cannot solve its own, where but human can come up with different ideas and solve those issues. Those are potential AI problems, which we call it. So taking some of the examples, like say you need to sum numbers from, say, starts from 1 to 100 billion, so you need to submit. It's not complex actually. It is very easy for a computer or a machine to give the output, right? Basically, it's just one click away. But it's probably difficult for humans, because I won't call it as it is impossible for a human to do, but there is a lot of time factor associated. There are a lot of effort required. So, but since it's very easy for a computer, it's not an AI problem. If somebody tells that I have made a system which can count from 1 to 1,000, we cannot call it as an AI problem. Another thing is like there are thousands of MCQs which we need to grade, right? That again is probably very difficult for a human, very tiring thing, Herculean task for human to complete in a go due to the large volume. But it is very easy for a computer to do. It's not complex for computer. Again, this is not an AI problem. Then what exactly is an AI problem? What can be brought under this? Say you have a, say, 10,000 words essay on, say, what was the work which Shakespeare have done, right? So that is an AI problem, because it's very difficult for computer or a machine to understand. Like it's complex for a computer to read through and understand what exactly was written, how good it is, and in what scale we rate it, how grammatically it is correct. But probably it may not be difficult for an expert or a subject matter expert from a human subject matter expert. It probably may not be so difficult. It obviously is time consuming, but probably not a difficult task. uh, he can come up with his own insights on that. This is an AI problem, where we give that ability which that human have to the machine to solve this issue, to say grade in literature and say what exactly it is, summarize it, give it to us. But again, when I say it is not difficult for a human expert, what if there is 500 essays of similar volume is there, which human have to grade? It again consumes a lot of time and effort alongside. So basically, I can broadly classify AI into two major areas. One is where a strong AI or a general AI, and second one is narrow or weak domain specific AI. So when I tell it's a strong AI, right? I mean, strong AI is, I won't call it like we have already achieved it or we are going to achieve the same, because it's like AI of robot taking over. So it's like robot building robots kind of thing. That's the strong AI which I was talking. Weak AI or narrow AI, you can see around yourself. Like just take your phone. You have Google Assistant or Siri. That's AI. Just get into a smart home. Just tell the home to switch on the lights. That's AI. That's a part of AI. Then the computer beating chess and chess champions. That is a narrow AI. So these are very domain specific kind of things. You can see it everywhere, uh, right from Google's Translate to Facebook's tagging thing. Everywhere AI is here. So what I was telling is like from the smart voice assistant in mobile device, that's the small thing, right? To the industrial robots, automatic parking systems, then customer support chatbots, to the smart speakers or smart lights. AI is everywhere in today's digital space. You can experience AI everywhere. You just have to look around yourself. Unknowingly, you are using AI in most of the places. So um, so how we can leverage this AI into the educational system to kind of simplify the process. Okay. So I see it as three major pillars. One is on the predictive side, then the process optimization or process efficiency side, and then comes the smart tutors. So these are the major pillars which I pursue myself to see how things are working. So basically, when I talk about predictive analytics, right? So basically, it is like finding trends. So when you look into the old school teachers, right? I mean, they evaluate students on different metrics. Uh, there are biased metrics, there are unbiased metrics, there are the numerical metrics which is associated. There are a lot of things around, right? But there is always a bias or favoritism also attached to that when you grade a student. And when we bring in AI to the edtech industry, right? So basically, the AI or the predictive analytics replaces the favoritism with proof-centric data. So basically, we are the machine learning or the AI algorithms, right? They analyze the past and the present data points, different data points, to make predictions about the future results. It's not that the AI system is going to tell you that hey buddy, you are going to fail in the next exam. It's not that. It's like it will give you clear cues to your tutor saying that this particular student or this group of students is lacking in a particular space, and they are losing interest in something, so that the tutor can bring them into their primary focus. So basically, the AI um, helps in the students to feel that no one feels like I am left out or unattended. There are always a focus area there. So if I take an example like the Hamilton County, they started tracking individual student performance, right? With predictive analysis of say they utilized the IBM technology, and they managed to keep their students on the right track. So I mean, I was I was totally surprised to see that this success came in the form of graduation rate. Like, I mean, that was boosted up to 10%. I just got through this article sometime back, and I was really surprised to see that there was a 10% boost just by doing a performance analysis on the students and doing right track. So how exactly the data helped here? So the data which was analyzed helped in developing an effective student retention system, like how to make the student engaged in different activities. That then by creating 360-degree profile views of the students, so it helped students to enhance their scores, overall performance. Uh, that's the major role which the predictive side of AML can do and help students in. But when I say, like I told, like we identified different students with different capabilities. Some are lacking in some spaces and they need attention, right? But how a teacher or how a tutor can give personalized attention? For that, we need to optimize their process, the whole process which they are doing, right? So the primary task of a teacher is to kind of impart their knowledge to the mass, right? So that is a primary duty. So if they want to do that duty, we need to optimize the other process. We need to take the load from the teachers and give it to the machines, so that they can take care of those aspects, and so that teachers or tutors can concentrate more on their prime duty. So basically here in process efficiency, what I am trying to tell is, like, if you offload the general duties of teacher, like maintaining the curriculum, content management, what should be the day-to-day activities, if there is a system to optimize and keep track of all these things. If currently the teacher have to do the tracking process by themselves, right? If a system, if an AI assistant is helping teacher to do that, that will help them, so that they can put in their uh, more concentration on the students, right? So that is where I was coming from. So in this case, once this is in place, teachers starts teaching well, students results shows an incredible improvement. So uh, basically, let student and teacher focus on what matters, so that they can be interactive sessions, exciting learning methods, all those things. So in the process efficiency and the predictive, I've told that one-to-one kind of mapping to, like, one student should get a teacher to help him or coming. So which is, I would say, it can be possible, but it is impossible to give a one-to-one mapping to an kind of a teacher, one student kind of thing on a 24/7 bar kind of person. I mean area, right? Basically, in my school days, say after 4, once we come back from the school, right, we don't have the access to the teachers at the right time. So back in that time, we were not used to even mobile phones in that area. Like we were not having a seamless access to the tutors post the working hours. So basically, this is what smart tutors will bridge. So basically, smart tutors are virtual agents. That is one section where they can be 24/7 available. Like the major, the initial set of queries can be answered. The FAQs, what is the kind of things that one set where more involvement is not required. These virtual assistants can take part of it. I mean, take care of it. Then comes the virtual discussions. Like, I mean, currently in this COVID situation, most of us are very much adjusted to the virtual meetings, virtual connects, and all those things. So this also enables the smart tutor thing. So this gives an opportunity to boost the students' performance, because they get access to these learning materials, to the Q&A systems, to tutors throughout whenever they are required. Uh, coming to the enablements, which I told, right? I mean, so basically, I was quickly running through some of the applications, and these 3 applications really took my attention. Basically, how they have utilized the power of or leveraged the possibility of AI in their platforms to help people to learn more. So basically Duolingo. I'm not sure whether everybody is aware of Duolingo. So it's a language learning app. So basically this is an app which uses AI and machine learning algorithms to improve its language taking process. So basically using AI and deep learning algorithms, right? The application have developed a kind of statistical model which which actually gives the user's capacity or the depth to which the learner can go into, can understand, can remember the words of new language. So they actually utilize this data to kind of personalize their learning experience, the user's learning experience as well. The next one is the Coursera. Coursera, I think most of us, I mean, most of the people who is listening to this conversation must have, at least once they must have visited the site and have utilized one of their this one. So it's an AI powered application that collaborates with different universities and education institutes. So they kind of provide online courses, certifications, degrees in multiple subjects. So it's kind of like a platform which is giving the blended learning where the lecture, I mean, students can watch the lectures in advance, and during classes they can go back and have the discussion points, make the learning more interactive. There are a lot of features coming alongside, like mobile notes, personalized reminders for different sets of classes, then transcripts, on-demand video. There are a lot associated. That's how they are leveraging the capabilities of AI to improve the learning experience. The last one is like Brainly. It is a very simple application which helps you like peer-to-peer learning. Like we can interact within the application to kind of get answers from the homeworks which we require. One thing which really captured my mind is the new AI-enabled math solver. I think it came into picture on 2021 or something. I'm not sure about the year, but the math solver instantly analyzes the problem which we are giving, right? And they solve it step by step. They solve it. Then they give the explanations, and if necessary, they make use of graphical, visual representation for a better comprehension, for better understanding of the students. So this is how some of the platforms are enabling or utilizing, leveraging the AI capabilities to enhance the learning experience for their students. Moving forward, I will just walk you through some of the common issues or some of the areas of improvements which we can identify within the edtech domain, and some of the solutions which AI can give you. Exactly, I mean, actually AI can give you, and how I mean they can answer these questions, how to help with these things. So usually what happens is like every university have an standardized curriculum, right? I mean, but actually that doesn't cater into the right individual needs. So basically where I'm coming from is like, say I will have one kind of career aspiration. Say I want to become, say, data scientist. I have a certain set of skill sets. I'm good at something. I'm learning something. All those things. Now, how can we put everything together and give me a learning path, saying that, okay, this is your career aspiration, then this is how you should proceed, because these skill set you already have it, and now these are the things which you need to pursue. So how can we build an end-to-end personalized learning experience? So that's how AI is going to help. Second one, we have already discussed the same thing, like limited one-to-one tutor time available for the students. So basically, it's like the personal virtual assistant which help you in solving some of the problems. So if I tell you, I mean, currently many AI-enabled, say, virtual assistants are like kind of FAQ or this, but it is getting evolved. Now what happens is, like, if you have a certain question or area which you need to learn and understand more, if you just talk to the system, it will it will search in the huge database and give back to you, I mean, get back to you with the correct kind of summary with you. So this basically, I mean, previously what we need is like, we need to go back to a tutor and exactly have to have a conversation with him, understand what is he, I mean, what exactly is the answer for this. But currently the system is getting better and better to help tutors to orchestrate the same thing in a better way and in an optimized way, so that there is, I mean, no student is feeling that I'm left out with nobody is there to attend me. Next major problem is creating assessment and grading the same, right? I mean, so it's like currently, let's start with some of the MCQ kind of questions. So basically, the AI can go back and they can develop their own queries. So you just give me the course materials and I will give you the set of questions which you need to ask the students so that you can rate them or grade them based on their answers. Even the grading part can be automated using the AI algorithms and intelligence which is going about. Next is like how to select the best student. This is where the first part came in, right? I mean, when I was using the predictive analytics to kind of understand like what is the trend of a student, how it is going, who is the best, who is the, all these things are purely based on the data points. Not, I mean, in future there can be other parameters are coming in which currently may not be available. Currently it is based on the data points, which is so AI helps to classify students into different buckets who need more attention, who can pick up things by their own themselves, so that there can be more attention to the people who need it, right? Then coming to the next one is how to reduce the dropout rates. There are a lot of people dropping out of university with various reasons. Somebody is like, I'm not in the right place right now, I need to move out of this place. Somebody is like, I don't know what to do, I mean, what to pursue, I mean, this is the trend, so I am just taking it up. Once you come in the university, you realize that this is not the place where you are. So basically the AI enabled sentiment analyzer is one thing which can be utilized or leveraged to identify the sentiment or the kind of thought process the student is undergoing. Again, it is like based on a lot of questions asked and the kind of answer they're going to analyze those and come up with the kind of sentiment, whether the student is in a positive note, or if he or she is in a neutral note, or in a very bad state. Do we have some remedial kind of things can we come up with some sort of that to get this student back to the track? So these are some of the potential things which we can think of. Last but not least, it is like kind of plagiarism. Like if something is if you're preparing an say a paper, you're going to publish a paper, the first and foremost thing is like it should be very authentic. It should not be like you have taken it from somewhere here and there, and you just pinned it and come out like with a new paper, right? So plagiarism and may make sure that ensure the authorship. So here the NLP patterns can help you identify whether it is taken from something else. Do we have a reference? If the referencing is proper, all these things can be done using NLP. So these are some of the common problems or common areas which we can see in different educational institutions. So now moving forward, like how we can map some of these to the current concepts which we have, right? Current some of the current concepts within the AI paradigm. How we can connect these issues? What can solve which? So one thing is natural language generation. So what exactly natural language generation is? So it's like producing text from the computer data. So currently many customer service people are using, then for report generation it is being utilized, then summarizing the business intelligence insights. These are some of the areas, but how we can imagine it in educational industry. How, I mean, where do we see itself? So it's like, I mean, in the previous section I've told, right? I mean, we can automatically generate the assessment questions, course materials, teaching resources, see curriculum, how to mold it. So these are some of the areas which we can leverage natural language generation into. Then comes the speech recognition. So everybody, one time or the other, must have used speech recognition, at least in your phone, right? So basically, transcribe and transform the human speech into format useful for the computer applications. So basically, how we can imagine this one, or how we can bring this capability into education industry. So basically, just imagine there is a student or an end user who is having some hearing difficulty. So speech recognition can help in reconstructing those important conversations or important discussions that happened within the tutor and the students. So then comes one of the most important part, which I would say is the virtual agents. I have talked a bit about it. So from very simple chatbots to advanced systems that can even network with humans are available right now. So it's currently used in, say, customer service support, a smartphone. I mean, you can manage your home using virtual agents. There are a lot like Google Assistant, Siri, then IBM Watson is there. I mean, there are a lot of applications available. So just imagine the same thing in education, as I told you previously, right? I mean, the virtual agents, chatbots can actually ease out the work of the tutor. So it reduces, offloads the some of the major challenges which the tutor have right now. Then comes the decision management. So decision management is those are those engines that insert rules and logic into AI systems. So initially, it is used to set up the training and ongoing maintenance, tuning, and other things. Currently, you can imagine this one in the education industry as something which helps us to identify the uh, trend of a student. Say, take major decisions on like what should be the career path for the student, how should we look into the remedial plans for these students, all those things. Then comes the biometrics. So many universities are currently using it. So biometrics, I mean, I don't have to explain what exactly biometrics is. That it is now it enables more interaction between humans and machines, right? It includes image, chat, touch, and all those, but it's not limited to that. I mean, there are a lot of things like how to analyze your body language, how to analyze your speech. So currently in education, how we can see it. So basically, it's used for, say, one is remote proctoring system, like how to authenticate the student and how he is giving the exams. Is there any malpractices happening through the body patterns? Last but not least, it is text analytics. I have already discussed where we can use text analytics and NLP. So NLP always deals with the written text. You can identify the sentiment. You can identify the intent of the words. You can identify the exact meaning of the whole sentence. What emotion it gives. In education, it's like basically help in evaluation of assessment. So basically, you can utilize the capabilities of NLP to actually grade and examination. So basically, it will run through the answers given by the student, and it will give you the content. So what I was trying to say is, like, you can see AI everywhere around you. knowingly or unknowingly, at one point or the other, daily you are dealing with AI environments or AI systems. Probably you may not be aware that, oh, I have utilized it. So right from, I told you, right, I mean, right from talking to the mobile assistants, asking them what is the weather today, right? Starting from there, it pans out to the most complex things. So the only thing which we need to visualize or think is like how we can leverage these parts, how we can utilize this into the edtech industry, how we can kind of reduce the effort, how we can optimize the various problems within education industries. Uh, that's it from my end for today. Over to you, Sebastian sir.
Thank you, Vishnu. Thank you for your time. The talk is so critical for today's corporate world, and you touched on most of the critical points and the opportunities out in the market, which I'm sure that would have provided a decent lot of knowledge to the audience. And many thanks, Vishnu, and we appreciate your contribution to the great Amrita Alumni Conclave. Thank you.
Thank you.